What up? It's your boy Red, and I'm just putting out this video. Happy New Year's, happy holidays. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Me and my friends decided to make this list, games that we think should be classics, right? What defines a classic? Something you remember, something that you want to play over again. And these are some of the games we think should be classics, right? Of course, some of these are probably already classics, but we love them, and we're gonna start the list. All right, hopefully you enjoy. Doom 95, right? Now, Doom 95 was the official port for Microsoft Windows, but the original Doom came out in 93. But for me and my friends, we mostly played it, we were kids, right? So we saw other people play, we played it ourselves. Doom is just, a part of game culture, so it's already a classic, but I had to put it on the list because we really love it. And out of many of the, older games that were amazing, luckily, the new games released nowadays are also amazing. I mean, Doom is doing such a good job right now. The music is elevated Doom because, come on. Most of the time, you're just walking around shooting a bunch of demons, soldiers, undead, all whatever you can get your hands on with all these kinds of weapons. And that's what you still get in the newer Dooms. So for sure, we consider Doom a classic series, but we also love Doom 95 that started it all for us, bringing all the games together and everything. So yeah, that is our number 10. So God of War, right, the 2005 one, the one that started it all, right? Kratos, how he got his weapons, what happened to his original family, and him fighting the original God of War Ares. Such a great game. It was ahead of its time. It was crazy. It pushed the PS2 to its limits. I had so much fun. I was like, whoa, this is one of the best hack and slashes I've played. It was a new IP at the time. You never think these games are gonna make it, but even nowadays, God of War is great. With the new installments that they have, this game just keeps going and going. So we thought this should be definitely a classic. If it's not already a classic, hopefully it is, because the series just keeps getting better and better, and hopefully we continue seeing that growth and more badass games coming out, right? Especially with the good stories and blood, weapons, all that good stuff that the original one built upon. And just continues on, hopefully, right? But yeah, that was our number 9. All right, Outlast, right? That's our number 8. You guys ever played Outlast? It revolutionized first-person horror games for me, and I think anyone else that played it. At the time, it was just Resident Evil, stuff like that, Silent Hill, but that's kind of like third person. Even the new Resident Evil, this one you're fully immersed. You can't use any guns, just your camera trying to record, see what happened in this asylum, what's going on, why everyone going crazy. And like I said, you can't fight, you gotta hide. That's your main objective here, hiding, using the darkness to get around stuff, eventually finding out what actually happened. This is actually a paranormal kind of game, and it gets you, man, especially if you played it in the dark. Yeah, this is one of the scariest games at the time. But yeah, for sure, it should be a classic. Changed 2013 in most games after that try to copy it. But yeah, all right, let's go move on. So our number 7 is, of course, the original Last of Us 2013 version. During this time, we were tired of zombie games. There was a lot of zombie games out, if you guys remember. There still is a lot of zombie games, but this one had a story-rich driven RPG-like feeling to it. Following these two characters who are amazing. We fell in love with these characters, and among many other characters in the game. Myself, I played this game all the way through in the night. I finished it. I was like, this is cool. The zombie style is different. We're going 20 years or something into the future from when the outbreak happened. We get to see the world dying all around us, see humanity, and then, traveling with this girl who apparently has a cure, and it gives you an option at the end of what to do. It was a pretty cool game. It was just amazing. It looked great. It ran great on my PS3 or 4. I forgot. I think it was a PS3 I played it on. And I just enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. Definitely not talking about the second one. That kind of was, But definitely be checking out the show that's coming out soon, and hopefully they stay true to it. I know they probably won't, but who knows, right? You never know. But definitely check out this game. It's definitely a classic. You know, check it out for sure. This is in our list. All right, let's move on. All right, Medal of Honor Frontlines. I love this game. I mean, I played a lot of war games, but for some reason, I really love this one. Just a great adventure. I remember playing it so much because I didn't have a memory card, so I had to start all over and over and learn where all the enemies were AI. You know, there's cool adventures. I mean, you get full-on battles in the beginning, and then you kind of become like a secret agent during the war, going missions by yourself, seeing Market Garden, trying all these weapons, eventually stopping this, I think it was a bomber or some kind, you know, from destroying the world. It was just a great time. Music was great. The sound bites, everything was legit in this game. You know, going from D-Day all the way through Market Garden and beyond, right? It was just a great time. That's why I think it's a classic, this one. And hopefully you guys try it out, right? I think there was a remastered one not too long ago. But thank you. Let's move on. Alright, so our next one is Saints Row 2, right? I mean, I love Saints Row 1, but I think 2 was when it brought it up to another level. Definitely a classic in our eyes. Such a great time. We played it, you know, I think it was co-op. I think the first one was 2, I don't remember. But this one was a great time. The story was insane. You know, bringing back the Saints and Stillwater, taking over your turf again, getting your whole crew together, getting some memorable moments, people dying. It's just a great time all around. Eventually the Saints Row became what it is now, which is horrible with that new game. But before that, try it out, right? Try the old games out, which made them great, right? Saints Row 1, 2, 3, whatever, especially Saints Row 2. I think it's the pinnacle of its time. It was legit. It was more fun than GTA was at the time. I swear, I think I played Saints Row 2 more than Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, that for sure is on our list, and we love it, right? Let's move on. So number 4, Phantasy Star Universe. This is one of my personal favorite games. I remember discovering this game for the 360, playing it online. That was fun. The story was interesting, though a little slow sometimes due to the combat, but it was cool. You could dual wield, change different weapon styles, follow our main character Ethan throughout his adventures, becoming, I forgot what the name was, but a space cop basically. It was a great story, and it built upon what became later on a great series onto itself. It has nothing to do with the universe with Phantasy Star Online or Online 2, whatever you want to say, but I love playing this original one. It was cool. One of the better character creators at the time. Different races you could be. My favorite was a robot, of course. And eventually I love the portable versions, portable 1 and 2, which continues different characters, but you still see these original ones in there as well. There was so much to do, so many side missions, things to conquer. It was just a great time, and I really enjoyed it, and that's why it's on the list. Definitely a classic. Check it out. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, right? Classic game for sure. I mean, you could say number 1 was the better one, or the classical one, or whatever you want to say. But 2 was just, for me, the first one I played. It was amazing, ahead of its time, politically, violently. It was crazy. All the blood, different guns you could find, eventually, you know, unlocking them. The story, the smoking, the posters. Don't get me started on the posters. And many other things, taking pictures of different things. It was just a lot of cool stuff in this video game. I mean, eventually, I didn't know anything about these characters, and going into this game is basically the middle of the series, and I still understood what was going on. It was insane how the writers did such a great job. I mean, you had, you know, Kojima in it, of course, but it was just a great game, and eventually it just continued being great, right? And hopefully I'll probably go back to this and play it again. But definitely a classic for me. And you guys should definitely check this one out, or this series if you never have. It's a great time, you know, for mechs. So number 2, it's a game we love. We played it all together, our friends, me and my friends. Divinity Original Sin 2. We loved the first one, but for sure the second one just brought it to a whole new level. Exploration, missions, content, different spells, different attacking patterns. It was just insane. The music, don't get me started on the music. It was even better than before. Just the journey, the experience of this game was insane. And then the story was good too. I mean, the ending, I was like, man, what ending should I get, right? Depending on your choices and your character development with your partners, which again, the AI was great. The players, companions were amazing. I loved every single one of them. You could drop in, drop out, different 4 up to 4. If you modded out, up to 6 players can play. It was an insanely great game. They did such a good job, and they give us the Definitive Edition for free later on if you own the game, which is great. It's such a great developer and such a great title. Definitely a classic on our minds and on our hearts. Yeah, for sure. Check it out if you haven't, alright? Divinity Original Sin 2. And for me, number 1 has to be Life is Strange, the original one, right? That game, I mean, there's always been story-driven games by, Telltales and a bunch of games before this one, but this one was just so perfect, and I played it exactly at the right time. I just recently played the remaster one, so even more, I love this game even more. But I just played it at the right time back when it came out in 2015. That it just elevated it, man. The music, the story, the plot, the characters, they were just on point. There is some gameplay, and it was just great, exploring, rewinding time. Such a great game. Definitely should be a classic, in storytelling, in narrative. It was just legit. People problems, bullying, stuff like that. It just hit every level. Every episode was great, and I enjoyed every minute of this game. Definitely, for me, it's a classic. And if you never played Life is Strange, or you never played the original, just play that one if you want to. It's just a great game. Definitely even bought the books for it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching our video. Again, these are just classics that we think should be classics, or already are, who knows. And I know, hit me up down below what games you guys think should be a classic video game nowadays. It could be anything from old games to new games. I put some new ones on here. And thank you again for watching. Again, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you guys on my next review. Peace.